Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I hope you're having a good weekend so far, having a good day so far. We're going to begin here with this article on cryptonomist.ch. It's very interesting, okay? This section is titled, "Does the crypto stellar XLM go hand in hand with its rival XRP?" Isn't that what we've seen? I mean, there's definitely a correlation between the two prices. They're closely related. Both integral parts of the new financial system. They seem to be in the same corridors, sitting on some of the same panels. They're both adored by the Bank of International Settlements, right? At least as far as we've seen so far. Let's read this little tidbit here. It says, a major XRP bull, XRP Crypto, okay, asserted that XLM has a significant price correlation with XRP. Once again, we've all seen this in the last major bull run. The analyst revealed this in a tweet last week, pointing out that the price difference between the two assets is usually between 30% and 40%. Consequently, he predicts that a higher XRP price will likely lead to a higher XLM price. Haven't we been saying this for since the channel has begun? And we're not the only ones. A lot of people know this. They've been saying it before I even got on YouTube. People have known and seen the correlation between XLM's price and XRP price. This is not a secret. All right. Now, whether that continues or not, it remains to be seen. When the next true bull run pops off, then we will definitely bear witness to the validity of this, right? The continued validity of this. But no, this is nothing new, but let's continue on here. It says, it is not unusual for cryptocurrencies to move in tandem, as higher Bitcoin prices often lead to a broader market rally. Yes, but there's a reason for that, right? Of course, I believe in some point in the future, hopefully everything will be untethered, no pun intended, will be untethered from Bitcoin and move on its own based on utility. But we have to wait for regulatory clarity, a true utility run. But as of now, everything's looking great. I mean, XLM has a ton of partnerships, powerful partnerships. XRP has a ton of very powerful partnerships. So, the future, we'll see. We'll see how things go. Let's continue on here. Now it gets interesting. He's going to throw out some prices here, and I like them. I like them a lot. Let's go here, okay? It says, however, it is interesting to note the average percentage price difference between the two assets with significant links and similarities. XRP, using an average price difference of 35%, which is very reasonable, in my humble opinion, places XLM at $1.05 if XRP rises to $3, right? We spoke about something similar to this probably about a year ago, maybe about a year ago. But once again, let me say this. I'm sticking to what I said. That 60 cents to 75 cents range. You have to understand the psychology and the psychology of holders, what they've been through, various psychological traumas that they felt. Look, listen, I've spoken to so many people, and this is just my experience. I'm not asking you to agree with this. But a lot of people are they're really carrying a burden of not taking enough profit the last go round. So is that in correlation with what they've gone through in life? People have gone through some harsh times. All right. I'll just keep it obtuse without sharing details and such. So they feel that in this next bull run, when the prices get to certain levels where they were before, people are going to take massive profits. Not everyone's going to be like me and hold until a certain level because I believe in the project. I believe in partnerships, and I get it. I understand. So listen, I'm just saying that 60 to 75 cent range is going to be a hard road. It's going to be a hard road to 80 to 85 cents, in my humble opinion, particularly for Stellar, for XLM. Listen, but it can get past that. The utility is what's going to carry it. That's what I'm saying, okay? I'm trying to talk in a dualistic way here because on one hand, you have the utilities going to carry it with the powerful partnerships around the world. But at the same time, retail is going to play a part in the beginning as far as volatility because there's there's a lot of people that are still holding very large bags of XLM, and they're looking to liquidate a vast amount. So I'm trying to be realistic when that time comes, right? About when that time comes. And that's just what I see happening. So yeah, but it can get to this level. Of course, yeah, definitely. $1.05. If XRP rises to $3, yeah, sure. And like I said, I think I discussed this in another video just about a year ago as well. We made a series of videos at that time. It's a hard road going past that like $1 to $1.25 range. It's going to be a hard road, in my opinion. And I could be completely wrong. Maybe Stellar flies past that. And there's a certain point where I do believe that there will be smooth price action once multiple businesses are utilizing Stellar. You have these central banks for CBDCs running CBDCs across. You have all these smart contract projects going on. I mean, it's just growing and growing. But until that time, and my apologies if I'm not being clear about that, but until that time, I think you're going to see there's going to be some difficulties for sure, 100%. And I never expected any of this to be easy at all. But yes, okay, so it says eGrad places XLM at $1.05 if XRP rises to $3. Okay, yeah, I can see that. I could see that happening. Then it says he places XLM at $9.45 if XRP rises to $27. Now, keep in mind, this is if they're still moving in tandem at that time, which is a great possibility. Listen, I believe that all of the new financial system coins are going to rise together. Of course, they're going to explode to different ranges. I think, like, for instance, I think some of the most explosive coins, I mean, just taking off like a rocket. Quant, circulating supply, utility, low circulating supply. It matters. Easily, Quant is explosive with immediacy. Cello, same thing. Algorand, because of their circulating supply, and people have a taste for them already. They've gone to high prices already. So it's easy for them to go there, back to those all-time highs. In my humble opinion, easy for them to go back to those all-time highs and surpass them once again. They have everything moving in their favor. Anyway, but I see the entirety of the new financial system being able to rise together, right? And there's enough money to go around, obviously. So $9, he's calling for $9.45 if XRP rises to 27 cents. And that's if they're still moving in tandem. So there are these variables involved, right? So it's like if everything goes according to plan. But is it possible? Is it possible? Yes. Yes, it's possible. Yes. And that will be beautiful. It does. Listen, let me tell you something right now. $9.45 it looks really good. People have a ton of Stellar. It doesn't take a crazy price. It does. I'm telling you, right? People have a ton. They're sitting on a ton of Stellar. But this is very interesting. Very interesting. So, this was a fun read. I like to see things like this, and I'm glad that people are discussing XLM in correlation with XRP. This is a great article. Once again, it's on cryptonomist.ch, okay? And you don't have to agree with me at all. We all are going to think differently. We have free minds here on this channel, all right? I'm just sharing a few of my humble thoughts, that's all. I'm just a humble researcher. This is not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor, all right? So let's move on here to another article. So this one here is from coinedition.com, and it's titled, Crypto Lawyer John Deaton Defends Ripple in Twitter Debate. Mr. Deaton, you're going back and forth with the people on Twitter again. Sir, this is what they do. You're not going to beat them. This is what they do. These people, they love to battle, like verbally. They like to verbally battle. Let's see let's see what's going on here. Popular crypto lawyer John E. Deaton has come out in defense of Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse's recent comments regarding the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's lawsuit against his blockchain company. Deaton was responding to a criticism from a Twitter user who claimed that Garlinghouse's comments were in his self-interest and not in the interest of crypto. They're going to elaborate on what they're talking about. I'm assuming they're speaking on when he said that companies will move offshore, something like that, out of the West. Brad Garlinghouse recently appeared in an interview with Bloomberg, where he stated that the ongoing lawsuit with the SEC, quote, is unique, and that the verdict of the case will be, quote, pivotal for the crypto industry. I agree with that. I think a lot of people do as well. He added that the securities regulators' approach of regulation by enforcement was not a healthy way of regulating the market. I also agree with that. A user on Twitter took issue. This is what they do. Listen, people, it's not just on Twitter. People can actually agree with you. They can love you and agree with you. That doesn't mean they don't want to spar with you. Sometimes people just want to spar. They have a good time just debating. They have a good time just fighting, but just not physically. Sometimes physically also. That's why you say everybody's always in the gym. Everybody's always rolling, going live, sparring, whichever terminology you use. And some people do that verbally. This person could love Brad Garlinghouse and agree with them and still want to take that contrarian position and argue just for fun. You can't, yeah. You got to just let stuff like that fly, man. The people are going to be them. You don't have to battle with every single person, but that's just my humble opinion. It's my humble opinion, right? In all humility. So let's continue on. A user on Twitter took issue with the Ripple CEO's comments, alleging that they were made in the interest of his company rather than the broader crypto industry. Okay. It says, quote, when SEC was going after unregistered coin offering, ICO, he didn't say the SEC is attacking crypto space. All right. The narrative changed when Ripple get the lawsuit and said it was an attack on crypto. Clearly not. You, Ripple, are in the camp of unregistered ICO, just more sophisticated, unquote, he tweeted. All right. This warranted a response. Then John Deaton jumps in. Mr. Deaton, I think you like to fight with the people. You like to verbally joust. Maybe you're using it to keep yourself sharp and, keep yourself mentally sharp, like steel sharpens steel, that type of thing. Yeah, I think you like to fight. I think you like to argue. Because you do this kind of often, and you don't have to. It's unnecessary. But let's read what you wrote. It says here, John Deaton says here, there isn't a single case in 76 years since Howey that has found the subsequent sale of an investment contract to also be a security. And not one case that has found the underlying asset in an investment contract to be a security. The SEC's claims are in bad faith and meritless. Any lawyer from the SEC who stands up in court or files a brief and argues the tokens themselves, software code, are securities per se, including in the secondary market, should be ashamed. You must have a faithful allegiance to the law as a federal prosecutor / enforcement lawyer. Powerful words. Okay. Whoa, you were ready to come out swinging, weren't you, Mr. D? Oh, man. Okay. But you like to fight. Don't pretend it's not just the Twitter people. I see what's going on here. All right. John Deaton responded by pointing out that the SEC had not limited its lawsuit to when, where, and how Ripple and its executives had sold XRP. All right, so we know all the rest. There's a great article here. CoinEdition.com is doing a great job. Make sure to check them out. They have a whole lot of great articles they released the last 2 days. Check them out. Give them some traffic, all right? So now let's go here to another article from U.Today. And we have been talking about the Supreme Court thing for the last maybe 3 to 4 months when they first brought this up, the possibilities of it going there and the possibilities of us winning outright because it favors us. This article is titled, Ripple says Supreme Court case favors its fair notice defense. It does. It does. There's already been precedent set as well. This is looking very, very good. All right, let's scroll down here. You guys feeling good today? It's Saturday. You having some fun? You relaxing? Exercising, get some water, some vitamins. This is not health advice. Hey, this is not health advice. Got it? Not advice. I'm putting my foot down. It's not advice, right? Anyway, I hope you all are doing well out there, okay? Love from me to you. I hope you're loving the people around you, treating them well, and I hope they're treating you well also. And I hope all the best come to you. Forever, wherever you are, wherever you step, I hope all the best comes to you, all right? From me to you. So now let's scroll down here. Let's read this little tidbit here, all right? You guys getting soft on me, man. Getting soft. Gotta put your chest out. Put your chest out. Yeah. Be tough. Be strong. In a recent court filing, Ripple Labs, Inc. argued that the recent Supreme Court verdict in the Bittner versus United States Buttresses, their their fair notice defense against the Securities and Exchange Commission. Ripple Labs, along with its CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, and executive chairman, Chris Larsen, is currently facing a lawsuit filed by the SEC alleging that the company's XRP tokens were, redacted. And finally, I don't need to put out that energy. I put out some time, but not all the time. We're going to balance it. We take control of the balance. Ripple Labs, along with its CEO, Brad Garlinghouse, and executive chairman, Chris Larsen, in the filing, Ripple Labs contended that the Bittner verdict, which reversed a Fifth Circuit decision and underscored the due process clause's mandate for fair notice, corroborates their assertion that the SEC failed to provide unambiguous guidance on how to comply with securities laws regarding digital assets. Is that so? The Supreme Court opined in Bittner that a fair warning should be given to the world in a language that the common world will understand. I agree with all of that, but the way they worded it is hilarious. Of what the law intends to do if a certain line is passed. Let's scroll down. The company asserted that the SEC failed to come up with clear guidance for the industry pertaining to the application of securities laws to digital assets, causing confusion and ambivalence among market participants. Ripple Labs pointed out that the statutory provisions relevant to their case, such as the definition of quote security in 15 USC 77B, provide no discussion specific to digital assets. They also argue that the SEC's prior guidance on the matter appeared to contradict their present litigating position. We've heard that before, and I agree. From what we've read, I agree. And I've seen a lot of lawyers, very, very potent legal minds, have agreed with such as well. The company stated that many experienced securities law practitioners, and industry participants were unable to anticipate the SEC's current theory. I thought they were going to agree with me for a moment there. They took it a different way, but still is positive. Ripple Labs argues that, like in Bittner, the SEC's current theory poses a serious fair notice problem. I mean, there's many, many problems with the SEC, We're going to stop right there. I'm trying to keep this video a little bit short for you guys today. I know you want to have fun on Saturday. You want to rest. You want to meditate. You want to exercise. You got a lot going on. I understand. You want to read some books. You got some strengthening of the mind to do, right? Maybe some language practices. Man, I saw Algorand brought in like a liaison, like an expert who's specifically going to be communicating with the Mandarin audience. I'm excited about that. I speak a little Mandarin, Dajahao, right? And I need to practice and such like that. So, I like to listen to Mandarin radio, Cantonese also. There's a good way that I found to practice is to listen to Mandarin language radio stations, podcasts mostly, podcasts. Listen to Cantonese podcasts as well. I love Cantonese. Neho, by the way. Also Fujo, but Fujonese is like that. I'm sorry. I struggle with Fujo. I do. I struggle with Fujo. And every day I'm learning, every day I'm growing, every day I'm trying to improve. And sometimes I don't practice enough and I might lose a little bit. And then I come back, I practice again, I get better. So, I have a lot of languages that I dabble in. But I was excited to hear that. Very excited to hear that. Well, so let's move on here to another article. I share a little bit from time to time. We break up the energies a little bit. So this is also from coinedition.com and it's titled XRP price surges after Ripple escrow withdraws 1 billion XRP tokens. Is that so? Did XRP's price surge? Are they telling the truth? I don't always check every single crypto on the price chart at all. I just once in a while might look at it. I know when it's time to start checking the charts, and right now it's not the time at all. But let's continue on here. Ripple, the currency exchange and remittance network, has unlocked 1 billion XRP tokens in multiple transactions from escrow accounts. The amount of XRP withdrawn was approximately worth $378 million at the US exchange rate. As a result, almost 51 billion XRP tokens reached the market, which could settle up to 51% of the overall supply of tokens. Notably, over the past few weeks, due to the pending summary judgment in the recent XRP lawsuit, Ripple's XRP price had been inert. However, after the escrow release, whales transfer over 218 million XRP between several wallets, with a current rate value of 75.3 million. Accordingly, in single transactions, whales scooped around 32 million XRP tokens, considering the beneficial environment. Interestingly, 12.28 million worth of XRP tokens were added by unknown whale address from the Bitso crypto exchange recently. In addition to dump its holding, around 41 million XRP tokens were shifted by a whale to Bitstamp crypto exchange. So a lot of activity is going on here. Once again, this is a great article here on coinedition.com. I'm just going to leave it there. If you want to read the rest of this great article, check them out. All right. Yeah, so a lot of activities are happening. This is a very, very powerful time period. There's a lot happening. They're announcing new partnerships all of the time, which obviously is going to increase the potentiality, no guarantees, the potentiality of where that XRP price can go. Everything is looking great. Yeah, so there's going to be even more activities, and I can't wait to hear that verdict. I mean, look, there's the possibility it goes to Supreme Court and then we just absolutely just crush the SEC outright. But I'm hoping that this will end sooner, right? This may end very soon with whatever the judge is going to come out with, the Honorable Judge Annalisa Torres, okay? So now let's go on here to another article. So we're going to do a little bit of material sector. We haven't done this in a while. So this is from flipboard.com and it's titled Materials Sector Weekly Roundup. The materials sector had a dismal week with the S&P Materials Index down minus 3.49%, and the Materials Select Sector SPDR ETF XLB minus 3.33%. The wider market grappled with stronger than expected inflation data in the form stronger than expected lab. I've been telling people, a few select minds have been telling people that every time it plateaus, it goes back up. Didn't we say that? And then what happened? It went back up. Even if it's a little bit, doesn't matter. It's going to rock. It's going to rock the markets, no matter how much or how much it goes up or how little. And you see the after effects of it now. But let's continue right here. Gold prices rallied Friday to post their first weekly increase in 5 as a pullback in the U.S. dollar and treasury yields eased some concerns about further Federal Reserve rate hikes. They're going to have to raise those interest rates longer and higher, or higher for longer. Front month COMEX gold for March delivery capped the week with a 2.1% gain to $1,847.70 an ounce, its highest settlement value since mid-February, while March COMEX silver closed with a 1.3% gain. Chinese iron ores sprinted to an 8-month high Friday as Chinese mills ramped up production while iron ore inventories are relatively low, according to Reuters. Copper prices on Friday also appeared headed for their best weekly gain since January on demand optimism, as data showed Chinese factory activity increased in February at the fastest pace since 2012. That's interesting. Take a look at this week's top gainers among basic material stocks, $2 billion market cap or more. Technoglass, plus 21.77%. Shares surged on Thursday after the glassmaker smashed Q4 earnings expectations. Alcoa, plus 18.48%. The stock jumped on a report that private equity firm Apollo Global is in discussions to purchase the aerospace parts maker. Warrior Met Coal, plus 16.59%. Right? CEMEX, plus 15.71%. And Compañía de Minas Buenaventura, plus 15.50%. Sorry about that, I get a little tongue-tied from time to time. The firm posted its Q4 numbers at the start of March. All right, so, my goodness, a lot happening over there. Let's move to another article here. Let's cover a little bit of silver news. We'll close out with a little bit. I have an article on silver and something on the Fed. Maybe we have enough time to do them both. Let's start with silver. So this is from yahoo.finance, okay? Silver markets technical analysis. Silver has dipped during trading on Thursday after we have seen a significant amount of noisy behavior in general. That being said, the market is likely to continue seeing a lot of volatility in this general vicinity, as it had previously been both support and resistance. A certain amount of market memory will have to come into the picture, and therefore traders will look at this through the prism of both buying and selling possibilities. The $20.50 level seems to be rather supported, and therefore it will be interesting to see if we can break down below it. If we did, that would obviously be very negative and could send this market down to the $20 level, which would capture a lot of attention, as it is a large, round, psychologically significant figure. Remember what I believe. You know what I believe about silver in the future because of its utility, because of how they're going to be using it, because of its necessity, and a lot of different very important agendas. That's all I'll say about that. Not financial advice. I'm not a financial advisor. Make your own decisions. I'm just sharing my viewpoint. That's all. Now, it says, in that area, I would expect to see a bit of a fight, as a lot of options will also come into play, as well as options traders will step into the market. Of course, anything below the $20 level would be rather negative. And I think at that point, you will probably have a quite big bit of negativity in this market, sending prices much lower. The alternative scenario is that we break above the tiny shooting star for the trading session on Wednesday, opening up the possibility of the market retesting the 200-day EMA. We're going to leave it there. Once again, that's on finance.yahoo.com. Now let's read a little tidbit from this Fed article. We have a little bit more time. So this article is from marketwatch.com. All right. And it says this. I told people this was going to occur. I thought it would be a little bit more dramatic, but we still have time. It says bumpy progress on lowering inflation. It's because they took their foot off the gas. See, I believe they did that on purpose to justify bringing the rates up now and in the coming months as well. They let the people see that it came back up when they took their foot off the gas, so the people will beg for them to take action because the people are suffering, and then they can raise those interest rates up higher for longer. But let's continue on here. It says bumpy progress on lowering inflation means that interest rates will likely need to be raised further and stay higher for longer. This is what I've been telling people. San Francisco Federal Reserve President Mary Daly said on Saturday, so this is reputable. Get ready, folks. The layoffs have been unbelievable. They've been laying people off left and right. I think Amazon just did more layoffs. My word. Hey, but the regular folk are telling me everything's fine. This is what they're saying. I'm telling you. I don't know what's going on. It's delusion. I say that in all humility because everything is not fine. Well, let's continue on here. U.S. inflation has come down from its high last summer, but, quote, the work is far from done, quote, unquote, Daly said in a speech at Princeton University. Recent inflation data has been, quote, bumpy, and the most recent personal consumption expenditure price index, the Fed's favorite measure, showed inflation actually ticked higher in January. We called that already. You look at the historical chart, every time it starts to plateau, it goes up again. But the people celebrated, and the Fed kind of encouraged it a little bit, having people believe that because it has plateaued, that it was going to go down. There was like this heavy energy in the thinking of the people that it was going to go down because it plateaued. But no, the historical chart shows otherwise, which we put on the channel, and people had an opportunity to screenshot and look at it. But let's continue on here. So this is not surprising to us. Quote, putting it all together, it's clear there is more work to do in order to put this episode of high inflation behind us. Further policy tightening maintained for a longer time will likely be necessary. Well, there was an article I had. I'm not covering it today, but there was an article I read before this that said that we may never return to these pre-high inflation numbers. I'm keeping that in mind as well, but we'll see what they do. I mean, things are going to have to get much more dramatic before they get better, as far as what the Fed may have to do. The San Francisco Fed president did not say how high interest rates needed to go or how long she thought they should remain high. In a conference call with reporters after her speech, Daly said it was too early to talk about the specifics of the policy adjustment at the Fed's next policy meeting on March 21st to 22nd, because there will be more economic data released over the next 2 weeks. So I'm expecting to hear a little bit more from this individual. This was very informative. I appreciate this individual saying what they said. Takes a lot of guts to go against the grain, so to speak. So now that you have that information, what are you going to do with it? I know what I'm going to do with it. So until next time, let's get to the money.